I'm Bishop Clark. You can kill this music in my monitors if you can. God is good to me. All the time he is good to me, and I pray that he is good to you as well. I'm Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark, and welcome to the Bishop Clark Show. I got a good show for you today. Make a little noise, let them know that we're on the air. I don't know if this is one of the most exciting subject matters, but I think it's very relevant today that we talk through some of these issues. They are right dead smack in our face. Man, I almost want to do a trifecta today. I got three things on my mind, and I really should save all three for different shows, but I think it's going to be somewhat of a gumbo today. The overall topic that I want to talk about is voting. Are you voting? But there's a couple other topics that comes into play as I'm talking around that and thinking through that on today. Again, I'm Bishop Clark, and you're watching the Bishop Clark Show. This show is intended to inspire you, to inform you, to educate you, hopefully, today, as well as bring you a couple of laughs. You need to laugh about a couple of things. I do hope that you are keeping up. Yesterday's topic, how to minister to the homosexual community, I thought was a very hot topic. I was amazed at the number of views, a little low views, because that subject matter that I talked about today really needs to go out big time. And you all can help me do that by sharing. Even if you shared it once, share it more than once, and push these messages, whether they're the sermons or even the shows. If you think they can bless a number of people, do your job. Do your job. Do your job. And share, like, conversate, talk it up. And I think today is another one of those subject matters. May not draw a lot of attention with this subject matter, but after we talk through it, hopefully you all see the relevance of really sharing this and getting this word out. So text, call, like, hearts, hand claps, whatever you're doing, let's make a little noise and get some viewers on the show. Are you voting? That is my question today, and I'm going to spill a little bit into the whole subject matter of police brutality. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and I think I'm going to talk about our kids just a little bit. I'm going to talk about our kids just a little bit. Hopefully Erica's going to be joining me in a second. She keeps sending me stuff. No, you need this stuff you sending me, because I'm going to be asking you some questions. All right? Check this out. There are a lot of people I'm talking to today, they really don't think that voting is important. Why is voting important? And does voting matter? There are a lot of people that haven't taken the time to understand the voting process. They don't know, how a president is elected or how some officials are elected. And on the local level, they count up how many against how many. But on the national level for a presidential election, there are what we call electoral votes. And there's some people that just don't understand that process. I'm going to try to bring some clarity. And if I don't bring clarity, I can direct you to websites, if Erica hurry up and join me right now, that can give you that information. All right? Because today is a day where I want you to get some information, that information on voting. Now, I'm going to call out some people today. I'm going to call you out. Because there are a lot of people in the streets today marching and protesting. They got their shirts, Black Lives Matter. They setting buildings on fire. They looting. They doing all this stuff. I'm certainly not mad about the protest. I'm outraged as well. I'm just not setting police cars on fire and buildings on fire and stuff. That's not my approach. Somebody's doing that. But do you know that 80% of the people that's doing all that won't vote? I'm pausing for effect. They won't vote. You will march, but you won't vote. You'll set a police vehicle on fire, but you won't vote. You will loot somebody's building and business. I think that's ignorant. But you won't vote. You won't vote. You'll stand in line for welfare, free cheese, but you won't vote. Any kind of handout, give out, I am there, somebody says, but you won't vote. You mad about the police brutality and the policies that are in the world today, and you mad about when there's a war, and the kids go to war. You mad about the tax hike. You mad about, I don't know, the minimum wage. You mad about, I don't know what you're mad about, but what you're mad about doesn't drive you to vote. Now that is it's amazing. Now here you go. Let me show you where it comes home at. I'm a fan. I enjoy the NBA. I watch a little basketball. I enjoy a game every now and then, And the NBA, they're going to take a knee, right? Before the game, national. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we have? Hey, we're going to take a knee here. We're going to knee it down because we ain't all with this America stuff, right? No problem. Okay. All right. Okay. Take a knee. But 80% of the NBA players don't vote. They all got something on the back of their jersey. Now, say their name. Black Lives Matter. We want change now. I don't know what else they got. They got all kind of stuff on the back of the jersey. But 80% of them don't vote. Go figure. They don't vote. Voting does not change everything. Who is the president of the United States? That don't change everything. But when you take it down from the president to the governors, to the mayors, to the state representatives, to the elected officials, those that have seats in the Senate, those that represent their states, congressmen, congresswomen, all that's a voting process. These people get voted in office. They don't just win by default. They get voted in. We put them in. We pay them with our tax dollar. Now, I must admit, I am not a big politician. I'm not in it real heavy like that. Especially on the local level, I'm not in it. I know my, community leaders and whatnot, just, on the level, and I try to inspire people spiritually. I understand my assignment, but I am aware. I got my eyes open. I know what's happening around me, and absolutely, I vote. I vote. I go out and vote. Why don't you vote? For those that are not voting, why don't you vote? What's the deal? What's the deal? And what's up with all this rage and no vote? What's up with all this drama and no vote? What's up with all this kneeling and no vote? What's up with all the protesting and no vote? That's hypocritical. That's a bunch of, they got two letters. One come after A. I don't know what come before R. The other one come after R. A and R. That's a lot of AR. That's a lot of crap. That's a lot of hype. That's phony. That's fake. You outraged. You mad. I can't believe, but you won't vote. You will not vote. And now here is the big excuse in certain communities why people don't vote. Because my vote don't matter. My vote don't matter. My one vote don't matter. That's because you don't understand the election process. Now, right now, between Democrats and Republicans, they warring about how to vote. Are we going to mail in the vote? What about the absentee votes and all that? There are processes in America, and believe me, I know there is criminal activity on every level, on the highest level, on the lowest level, from the White House to the jailhouse to the outhouse. People are doing scrupulous things. They are cheating. They are lying. They are stealing. They are falsifying. They are stealing. They got, ballots. Okay, they found a box full of ballots. They found a box full of uncounted votes. You got names of people that have dead. They've been dead 13 years. How they vote? So you got stuff that be happening, right? And we just have to pray and believe God, but also get involved in the governmental process and the electoral process. And if you don't like who's running things, from the president to your governor to your mayor to your whoever, then vote. Vote. Vote somebody else in. Or how about this? Let me take it a step further. Run. Because President Trump did.
Yeah, he did.
Here's a businessman. I don't know if he's that good or bad of a businessman. His practices, his dealings. What I've heard some good stories. I heard some bad stories. But here's a guy who's golfing 80% of the time. You know, setting up hotels, selling his name, his brand. Trump Towers, Trump Hotel, Trump this, Trump that. You know, getting involved. But he don't like the political process. He just keep looking at it. He said, you know what? I'm gonna run. And wouldn't you know it, he won, I think. I think, well, the last 3.5 years say he won. Nonetheless, if you don't like the process, do something about it. And you say, okay, well, let's march, or let's put up a sign, or let's get some T-shirts, or let's paint some nice sayings on the ground. I was in D.C. A couple of weeks ago, and I rode right by the White House. What's up? Hey, and right on the ground, big old Black Lives Matter, right? All that's happening, but people aren't voting. What's the deal? Erica, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bishop.
I hope all is well, and I asked you to get together a little information.
Yes.
Let me talk through just a little bit about the electoral voting process. Okay. Here we vote in Ohio. Do you know how many electoral votes that Ohio has?
18.
Okay, 18. So as I understand it, once a presidential candidate gets 270 votes, he the president.
Yes.
So if Biden, during this whole process, Biden ends up with 274 votes, he the president.
Correct.
And you get that number of votes based on the states. Each state has a number of electoral votes.
Right.
So he wants to win Ohio because Ohio is going to give him 18 electoral votes. Do you know how many electoral votes a state like California? That's a big state. I know they got big numbers.
55.
55? You get 55 for winning California. What do you get for winning New York?
New York,
I'm guessing
29.
29? I was guessing about 40. 29. Why? Because it's a heavily populated area. So you get 29 for. Are they the number 1 and 2 states?
Texas is 38.
Texas is 38.
Yeah.
California 55. What's Florida?
Florida 29.
29. What's Chicago or Illinois?
20.
20. So you got 55. If they win California, get 55 points or votes. You said 29 for Florida.
29 for Florida.
You said 38 for
New
Texas.
York. Yes.
About 29 for New York. Are those the highest numbers for states?
Yes.
Okay, so the other states are, like 15, 12, 10, 5. Who's got the least amount?
The least amount would be
Vermont.
D.C.
D.C. What they get?
Vermont. Yeah.
Vermont. 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole deal is they're trying to win this state, that state, and the other state. Why? Because this state gives them this many points. That's why this state go red, this state go blue. So your number helps this state to go either red or blue. Your vote does matter. So even though our state only contributes, 18?
Yes. 18
votes towards the 270 votes that the president would need or the candidate would need to become the president, you matter. It's a little process. And you know what? And even right now, they're even having talks about possibly changing the whole process of voting, the electoral college, and all that kind of stuff. And again, you can get involved in that in voting. Who is in office? Who is in the cabinet? Who are the Congress people representing your state, your region? Who are the senators? You can vote on all of that. But today I'm calling out people talking all of this AR, but they won't vote.
Yeah.
They doing all of this. They making all this noise, but they won't vote. Erica, let's get into it today. Okay. I'm asking if you're watching today, I want you to say something. I don't care what you say. Say, I vote. Say, I don't vote. Say, I don't believe in vote. Say, I didn't know that. Say, ask me a question. Because I can tell you right now, I probably don't have all the answers, but I got this girl sitting next to me right here. She got a computer. She got an iPad, right? And she's just going to type your question in her iPad and find you the answer. Just like that. That's how easy it is.
Try to.
But people, and I'm going to give you an indictment. I'm telling you, people are lazy. It's the truth. I came in here, I was running a little late, show started late, because I got stuff. I got stuff to do, From the time I get up, I got stuff. I got stuff. I got stuff. You don't have stuff?
I have stuff.
You got stuff?
Yes.
B, you got stuff? Lacey, you got stuff?
We all
Lisa,
have stuff.
you got stuff. People that are productive, people that are trying to get ahead, they got stuff. And you know what? Don't ever begrudge a man or woman if they doing good, if they got something, because they are working hard. If you chillaxing, what you doing? Chilling? If you chilling, okay, I ain't mad, because I would love to be chilling.
Yeah.
I just got stuff. How that spy doing right now? Tell me the time. Because when it's time, I don't care if I'm on the show. I got stuff. We got money to be made here. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Back to the voting issue. Voting will be a part of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to vote. We got 2 months. What is it, election day? The 3rd?
Yeah,
You can
November
vote
3rd.
before the 3rd. Right? You can vote. You got proxy votes. I don't know what all that is, but you got proxy votes. You got mail-in votes. You got people that live in other countries. They can vote. You got absentee votes. You got mail-in votes. You got all these issues surrounding voting. Listen, people, you got to vote. Now, to vote, you must be registered.
Okay,
Come on,
registered.
Erica.
Sorry,
Come on
Bishop.
now.
Okay.
Tighten up
You
now.
must be registered in order to vote.
You got to be registered in order to vote. Now, how hard is it to register?
It's not hard. You can.
You sure? It's got to be hard because that's, people, it's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's
Registering
like
to vote
super
has got to be hard. Is it?
No.
It's not hard.
No.
It's not hard to register.
No.
You can register. You know what? They got stuff. I was on the way in and they was talking about on the dating apps. Dating
Okay.
apps like looking for a man, looking for a girl online. You can swipe to the right, swipe to the right. Well, they have put in, you can swipe to the left and register to vote. It's so easy to register to vote. They're just putting it on anything. I guess you just give them your name and your address, I don't know, your age, something, and you just fill out a couple, 3, 4, 5 questions, boom, and you register. So then you go vote. Is that right? Am I making this up?
No, you're not making it up. Or just go to vote.gov.
Go to vote.gov. And get
All the
registered to
information.
vote.
Yeah.
So you can vote. Is there a cutoff time to register to vote? So you go to vote on voting day, you find out you're not registered. Is it too late to vote?
Yeah.
It is?
You have to be registered.
Can't you
in
get
order to
registered right
vote.
there? They usually say, okay, go over to that table and register. Then you get registered and come and vote.
Well, I'm always registered.
You always, so she don't know. Somebody look that up and let me know. Let me know if you go to vote, you're not registered. Do they normally have a little table over here? Is there a cutoff date for the register to vote? But all you got to do is register, make a phone call, go online, take a ride, go to the grocery store. They got a table set up there. Go to the post office. They got a table set up over there. Everybody's trying to get you registered to vote. Why? Because your vote matters. All this protesting, I'm not going to say that don't matter, but not like voting. All this hype and signs, I'm not saying that don't matter, but not like voting. I'm not even telling you who to vote for. Because I see pros and cons on both sides of it. I mean, really, I really do. I see a lot of good that Trump is doing. I see a lot of bad that our President Trump is doing. I see good and bad on both sides. Some people are just ignorant. I hate to use that word. You know what? I shouldn't use that word. I should say very ignorant. Extremely ignorant. Some people are just ignorant. They just hate, and they can't see no good. Like you don't see no good with President Trump. Nothing. Like he ain't done nothing. That's just ignorant. But if you like, there's some bad, man, that's like, people have been a part of our church, right? I've been pastoring for 30 years. We've won a lot of people to Christ. We've done a lot of stuff for the Lord. But some people have left this church over the years disgruntled, mad about stuff. You know what? And wouldn't it be ignorant for them to say, I hate that church. They never did nothing. Bishop Clark ain't never did nothing. He ain't never, I pray for your kids. I pray for you. I taught you how to pray. I taught you the word of God. I mean, I did something. We fed the hungry. We created an avenue for you to be a minister. We trained you up. We did something. I mean, it ain't all bad.
Right.
Even if you are in a marriage and you get divorced and set the house on fire, set it on fire, scream, fall out. It wasn't all bad.
Couldn't have been all bad.
That she get on your nerve the last 7 minutes, but it wasn't all bad. Because, I mean, at one time you was chasing her like,
Yeah.
you know, she was a golden goose. You know, at one time you was in love with him. You couldn't get off the phone. You couldn't hang up. You say bye. You say bye. You say bye. You hang up. You hang up. I hang
Fall
up. We
asleep on
hang
the
up.
phone. Just fall asleep.
You know, it wasn't all bad. Y'all got 15 kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't all
Couldn't have
bad.
been all bad.
It couldn't have been all bad. But that's crazy. Now you can say it's bad, but it wasn't, come on, B, it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. It's got to be something. And there are some people that just ignorant. They just ignorant. I hate this person, President Trump, and this whole, I don't like nothing. There's nothing. Nothing? That's because you don't read. That's because you don't know. That's because you're not educated. That's because you were very ignorant. Very.
Very.
Now, that don't mean you should vote this way or that way. It's your decision, but you should vote. Man, you should vote. People died so you can vote.
Yeah.
People stood in line and marched miles so you can vote. People got sprayed with hoses and had dogs sicked on them so you could vote. People, I know nobody want to hear that. Oh, here we come with that old civil rights. Swing low, sweet chair, I'm climbing up. Oh, man, you are funny. You are funny. If a person don't know their history, their destiny is very bleak. Not only that, another person said if you don't know your history, you are sure to repeat it. You need to know where you come from. And yeah, should we keep on passing? You know what? We shouldn't keep on talking about slavery and Jim Crow laws and segregation. We need to move past that. We need a generation don't know nothing about that and this, that, and the other. Have you lost your mind? Are you crazy? Oh, that's right. Very ignorant. Very ignorant.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's very important that America understands its history. It's very important. It's the real deal. The real deal is in 1492, Christopher Columbus came over here and robbed the Indians. That's the real deal. That's the real story of America. The real story of America is Europeans came over to this country and raped the women and killed the kids and cut their necks and took their lands. Took it. That's the real story. You can say, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real deal. Thanksgiving. Okay. And they brought their indentured servants. No, slaves. Yes, they raped the women. Yes, they impregnated the women. Yes, they beat the men. Yes, we picked their cottons, and this country is great today because it was built on the shoulders of African Americans. Forget about it. That's the truth. Okay, and we came out of that. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of dregs of, that is the stuff left over from slavery. A lot of mentality, a lot of systematic things. Our Constitution, it doesn't seem like it fits every race and culture and creed. I mean, you take a look at the regime today who are building walls and trying to keep everybody out. We don't keep everybody out. Now, there is a way to citizenship in America, but if you go back and check our history, the way isn't kill all the Indians and take their land. That's how we took the, so I mean, especially when you are a foreigner yourself and your wife is a foreigner.
Yeah.
Talking about, you know, the history of even our president. We all foreigners. We all come from somewhere else, except the Indians, the Native Americans. This was their land, and we duped them out of their money.
Yeah.
And you know, they got reparations set up. They got like billions of dollars reparations set up for them. They don't want it. They want their land. You talk to the people that own the land where Mount Rushmore is. I read a story during the time they went there and did the big fireworks and all this kind of stuff. There were Indians that owned that property. They were promised that land, even though Europeans came and took the country, took the land, they killed the people and all that. They said, all right, y'all can have this land. And a couple years later, they reneged. No, we want it. And they took it. And they said, all right, we're going to give y'all some money. We're going to give y'all some reparations. And the Indians said, we don't want it. We don't want y'all money. Huh? We want our land.
Yeah.
It was our land. It was our sacred land. It was our forefathers' land. And we want our land. And they're fighting right now, trying to get their land. But you need to understand the history of this country, the history of slavery, the history of the formation of the states. Revolutionary War. You need to understand, what was that called? The Mason-Dixie line?
Mason-Dixon.
Mason-Dixie line?
Dixon.
You need to Dixon. Thank you. I know that line. There's a line. You need to know the history. You need to know the history of America, how we progress it. And then you need to be a part of the process. And thank God for people that's got their hands up. I got my hands up, whether it's the fist or the open hands. You got your hands up. That's good, but you need to vote. Take them same hands and vote. Register and vote. Okay? Take that same Black Lives t-shirt and wear it down to the voting line and vote. Okay?
Yeah.
Take all that protesting energy, kneel yourself down to the voting booth and vote. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, man, I love the Star Spangled Banner. I love it. I love it. Man, especially on the big deal, like the big stage, the Super Bowl and the NBA playoffs. You know, they get Shaka Khan. They always get somebody, Stevie. Here come Prince. No more Prince now.
Nah.
Beyonce. Somebody.
Yeah.
Who gonna sing this year? Oh, say, can you? I'm kneeling, dog. I ain't with that. But you won't vote. But you won't vote. You gotta vote, people. You gotta vote. What are the people saying? Are they saying anything? Do they care?
The in-person, the deadline is 30 days before the election.
30
date.
days. Thank you for that information.
Yes,
30 days
thank
before
you
the
for
election,
that.
you can register. So we got about 30 days, right? About 29 days.
Yeah.
You got 29 days to register, and then you can vote. Because after that is cut off, I guess it's cut off. And there it is. Thank you for that information. Check this out. So people procrastinate. Then they say, oh, it's too late. I didn't register. That's a sellout. That's a cop-out. And you know what?
And there's no way you can forget because it's everyone's talk. It's always
It's the biggest thing
glaring.
right now in the world. Vote. If you don't vote.
Vote.
Do you know what? You know what? Sometimes I go into the booth and it's, you can go all Democrat, you can go all Republican, or you can pick the ones that you
Right.
want on either side of this, that, and the other. Or
you
you
can
can
leave it
vote
blank.
for one because you
Yeah.
know this is important to president, and I'm going to leave the rest open. Why?
Yeah.
Because I haven't researched the issues. I'm not sure on this. I don't know. Do you know there are a lot of people that vote, they vote this way because they like this name. There's some people going to the voting booth and vote all women. Oh, I'm pro-women. I want the women in power. They got all kind of methods.
Yeah.
Say whatever, but vote.
There are
Vote.
even people
Or-
that will go and vote, and they only vote on the issues.
Okay,
They don't vote for the president or any of. They just vote on the issues.
but you should vote. This is the society that we live in. You should participate in it and vote. Now, it's right at 10:30 now. We're going to take a little break and come back. And we want you to type us a question, type us a comment. Do you vote? I would like to know who out there is voting. Do you vote? Do you plan on voting? What's the deal? I'm not asking you who you voting for, but do you vote and are you voting? Will you be a part of the positive energy that I'm trying to exude today to get people to vote? Get on out. Say something. Make a mark. Be a part of these 18 electoral college votes, or if you're watching from another state, find out how many electoral votes does your state produce, and put your 2 cents in so it can go in the direction that you would like it to go. I just want to encourage you to vote, and I want to come back and talk about the police brutality issue.
Okay.
It's an issue. That's a hot button. That's a hot topic right now, and our community is approaching this challenge. I believe there is real need for reform, but there's real need for conversation. This is what they first said. They first said, pray. We need to pray. They said, all right, we didn't pray. There's enough praying. All right, so we moved to conversation. So they said, let's conversate. All right, now it's enough. We've had some conversation. Now it's time to vote.
Action.
And the action is vote.
Yeah.
If the leaders, the powers that be that are making laws, if you ain't down with it, get them out of office. Vote them out of office.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Adios.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Peace out. Hasta la vista. Yeah. You just got to vote. All right? I'm Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. Keep it locked right here. We're going to take a little break. We want you to support what we're doing. Sow a seed. Sow it every week. Sow it every day. Sow it one time. Help me empower deserving students to go to college. Y'all help me do it by giving. Navigate on your screen. Give right now. Would you do that? Put some action. Vote with your money. Sow a seed today and be a blessing to the kingdom of God. I'm Bishop Clark, and I'll be right back. For our subject matter, the forecast is changing. That the sovereignty of God doesn't mean God is programming us like we are machines and puppets on the string, that you have no say-so in the plan of God for your life. He has laid out steps in front of the children, but they have to walk in them. And at any given point, they could choose to go left or choose to go right, and it will dramatically alter the future.
Hey Baca, join us for prayer, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. John 15:7 says, "If ye abide in me, and my word abide in you, ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you." The phone number to join is 712-775-8968. The PIN code is 304282.
If you're looking for a venue to host your next event, look no further. We have the right place for you. Here at the Body of Christ Assembly, you can reserve our space for graduation celebration, for a bridal shower, a church meeting, a baby shower, small banquets, birthday celebrations, luncheons, business meeting, and so much more. Create your venue today by contacting us again at 216-475-6327 or email us at bacarental@baca1.org. Reserve your space today.
Hey, hey, hey. Praise the Lord, everyone. It's Fired Out. No, it's not. It's Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. You are watching the Bishop Clark Show, and I am live. I'm live. Y'all got to help me expand the viewing platform. If there's 10 people watching, 50 people, 100 people, whatever the case may be, like, share, because this is a conversation that people need to hear. We need to talk about it. We need to understand it. Brunson Landrum is with me today. B, we're talking about voting.
Yes, sir.
Are you voting?
Absolutely.
Why are you voting?
Because my voice counts. My voice matters. And a lot of people underestimate the power of their voice.
Yep.
I think, for instance, let's say you have a bad experience at a restaurant or anywhere.
Yep.
A lot of people get on Facebook, they vent about it, they get a couple comments, and then they feel better about themselves.
This is the most vocal generation
Absolutely.
that we've ever seen. Like, they have something to say about everything.
Yep. You got it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, but when it's time to vote, they're quiet. For instance,
Wow.
I had a situation where I hit a pothole really, really bad on Brook Park and West 130th.
Right.
And instead of getting on Facebook and complaining about it, I said, what is their number? I gave them a call, talked to the nicest lady in the world.
There you
and
go.
they fixed it in 2 days.
Look at that.
Now, anytime I have an issue, Facebook doesn't hear about it. I call the person. I
Yeah.
find that customer service number,
Right,
and I
right.
make sure I get action.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, Brunson. That's just an interesting conversation to me that, I would never even think like that.
I hear you.
Oh, I'm 53 years old, okay? You are
I'm 32.
32.
33 on
33,
Monday.
yeah. Oh,
Hallelujah.
that's good stuff. So it's about just 20 years between us, but that is almost like a generation gap in these days.
Yes, sir.
But that age group, those that are 30 and younger, they really think different.
Yeah.
Like, social media is a part of their life. Now, I
Absolutely.
have to admit, I'm going to keep it real. We're on Facebook right now. We're on YouTube right now. I don't know if, I'm not a Twitter guy. I'm
hear
not
you.
an Instagram guy.
Yes, sir.
I'm not even a Facebook guy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, people, sometimes they send me comments, questions.
Right.
I have even missed engagements.
Right.
People message me, would you come to California and preach for us? Man, I'm just not into that.
Right.
Call me. Call my office. I'm like old school.
I hear you.
Call us.
You better off sending a letter. I get it in a couple days. I'll at least check that inbox.
And talk to us on the phone.
Yeah.
My staff will get the information, assimilate the information. Now, I'm doing better. I got
I hear
people
you.
that are looking into this stuff,
Right.
but I'm doing better. It never, ever crosses my mind to put my experience on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
It never,
I hear
ever
you.
crosses my mind, no matter what happens.
I hear you. Yes, sir.
God forbid the worst thing could happen. The worst thing.
I just got into a car crash.
A car crash.
Let me take pictures of
I
my
would
car.
never.
And write it in,
I
let me get
just
some
would
sympathy.
never do
Let
that.
me take a picture of my hospital band.
I would
because-
never do that. It would never cross my mind. If my house burned down,
Right.
I would never ever take a picture or put it on Facebook or say, "Y'all, I just had my house burned down. This is me,"
Right.
or whatever. If I won $50 million,
Oh.
I don't care what the deal is. Hey, check
Wasn't
this
that
out.
yesterday's show? No, no. No,
Man,
thank
if
you.
I'm in Hawaii, if I'm in California,
Right.
if I go to the moon,
Yes, sir.
I ain't getting a selfie of me. I don't believe in living out loud like these people. I
Yes, sir.
just don't.
Right.
And I don't think it's wrong. I just don't do it.
I hear you. Yes,
That's
sir.
my personal preference. But you are very right in saying that there are a lot of people, whether they are a certain age or whether they buy into this society and the way this culture is today, they post and text and tweet about everything. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about some of the stuff they text and post.
Oh, goodness
what
gracious.
food they eat,
That's it.
what kind of shoes they wear,
Uh-huh.
how much money they saved at the grocery store.
Right. Or I think the worst thing is when they send you a spiritual text and say, Jesus will bless you in 2 days if you share it. Oh, man, that's... Those are the
Hey,
worst. You
watch
don't
this.
even go to Bible class, okay?
Right. How about this? God is good. If you agree,
Come on, share.
share.
Yeah.
How could you not agree? Okay? The devil is a liar.
Yes, sir.
If you can say amen, I don't know. They try to
Right,
get likes, they try
right.
to get followers.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like, man,
And-
there are so many people. What they need to do is get one of these big lights. At least get a shot of one of these lights. They need to buy one of these lights. I think you can get one of these lights for about $200.
There you go.
Get you one of these lights and set it up in front of yourself, and just you can be in the spotlight.
There you go.
All
That's what you want.
day long.
That's what you want. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
People are starving for attention.
Absolutely.
They starving for attention, and you need a wife. I know so many guys need a wife. I don't know who I'm
Pray
talking
for
to.
me. Pray for me.
I know so many girls need a man. They need a husband because they need somebody to pay attention. And even that is gonna get on your husband's nerve and your wife's nerve. What you doing? How you doing? What you doing? This is where I'm at. Listen, he don't care that much. He don't care. Oh, you know what? You would believe my toe. You know what? I love you, but I ain't got to hear everything. Everything. Like this macaroni and cheese is a little cheesy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He love you, but he don't have to
man.
know that.
Yes, sir.
And what in the world make people think that the general public want to know You paid $267
That's it.
for some new frames.
That's it.
That you ordered in the mail.
All right.
That took 7 days to come. And they weren't the exact color. Because they looked online like they was this color. But they came back a different color.
It's funny because you made it sound so ordinary, but I know some people that would post exactly
Man,
that.
I'm telling
the
you.
whole story. And then you got to press see more to see the rest of
Stop.
it because
So-
it's too many characters.
And I'm telling you, this is why I'm not into social media.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I do not mean offense. I just want y'all to understand me and know me. I think that social media is packed with a lot of flakes.
Absolutely.
Like just a lot of empty people that have nothing to do, that don't have a life. So they try to create this life on Facebook and their followers. And this is the other thing that I discovered. People get mad if they post something
And then nobody
and
likes
their
it.
community doesn't thumbs up them or like them or whatever,
Yes, sir.
and then they'll come back and say, "Oh, y'all hating on me."
Right. I see who my real friends are.
I see what? Like, huh?
Yeah, right.
I can't do that.
I hear you.
I am just I'm not a part of that whole world. I check out. But I do understand it can be used as a platform for ministry, so that's why I'm on it.
Yes, sir.
So you got people, and I just ranted and raved for 5 minutes about a lot of nothingness for the purpose of
your
saying people have all of this stuff to say and all these opinions, but they won't vote.
They won't
will
vote.
not really put some stuff in action. You know, I teach a spiritual principle. A part of the way that you can find your purpose is that you have real conviction and passion about a thing. So if you come into the church, you're part of the church, you're a member, and you come and you worship it, and you always notice that corner is not cleaned. Oh, that corner, it's dusty, it needs vacuum, it needs to be, it's a cobweb over there. Ooh, every time I come, that's on my mind.
Yes, sir.
That's your calling. That's your calling.
That's it.
In other words, it's not your responsibility to sit around and complain that the corner is not clean. That is your calling.
Absolutely.
How about when they come and say, man, what they gonna do with the kids? They ain't doing nothing with the kids. Ain't nobody doing nothing with the kids. Why they won't do something with the kids? Because that's your calling. That's your calling. Every time we come to church, Bishop's tie is crooked. Man, why don't somebody straighten the Bishop's tie? That's your calling. You know what? It'd be nice if they had some snacks and a little repast for
Yes,
our
sir.
guests.
Yes, sir.
Our guests come, we got visitors. It would be nice. Can we get them a cracker, a juicy? Can we get them a juice?
Yes, sir.
That's your calling. Whatever you complaining about, like you are mad about that, that's your calling.
Wow.
That's your anointing.
So we've just reduced ourselves to being commenters.
Commentators.
We're not creating, but
Come
we're
on.
just commenting.
There
That's
you go.
it. Yes, sir.
And when it comes to one of the biggest issues that's facing our nation today, police brutality, police reform. We need police reform. Now I'm about to say something. I'm gonna start a little fire here,
Yes, sir.
and I want you to throw a little gas on it.
Yes, sir. I'll give it a shot.
Kid goes into the store.
Okay.
He steals some socks, a bracelet,
Okay. I see it.
and a hat. A nice hat. And on his way out, as soon as he get out the door, the store owner runs to the door and shoots him dead.
There you go. Yes, sir.
The stuff totaled $37.99. Now, should the kid have stolen the stuff?
No.
Stealing is wrong.
Absolutely.
That ain't right.
Yes, sir.
So he did something criminal. But does he deserve to get killed? That's all. That's
it.
I'm just trying to paint a picture of police brutality.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of argument is that kid should have never stole that stuff. He should.
That's
Then
it.
you are right.
Absolutely.
You are right. Hey, a parent had a kid come home, and the teacher called and said that the kid got into a fight. Kid come home and said, Mama said, did you get into a fight today? Kid said, nope. Mama pulls out a gun and just shoot him. Shoot him. Kill him. that don't look right. There might be some chastisement appropriate, but kill them?
Right.
That's what African Americans and many others, those who are championing the cause, this is what we mad about. For those that don't understand
Absolutely.
it, this is what we mad about. Nobody's saying that if a person is speeding in the car, that's not wrong. No one is saying if a person commits a crime, that's not wrong. We recently saw, what's the guy's name, Blake, there
Okay, yep, you got it. Yes, ma'am. Jacob.
Wisconsin. It looked like he was resisting.
Absolutely.
It absolutely. I mean, if the police has got guns pulled out and said, "Stop! Put your hands up! Get on the ground!" Whatever. He didn't comply.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't comply.
Nope.
He didn't do it.
No way getting around that.
So let's kill him.
Right.
See, the first part is not right, but the second part is not right either. And you can't fix the second part.
So true.
You can't fix the second part. And which is the worst of two evils?
Mm-hmm.
Man, killing them? Our people are getting killed. Now, they got all these videos, right, where the police stop a Caucasian. I saw this one. They stopped this lady. She was a Caucasian lady. And she started cursing.
You got it.
The police, and she got out the car and
That's it.
the guy says, "Ma'am, please,
That's it.
ma'am."
Begging her.
That
Yes,
woman
please.
starts swinging on
you
the
go.
police officer. He just backed up. He's
Right.
He's bobbing, weaving and bobbing.
Right. All the patience in the world.
Oh
All
man,
the patience
dude,
in the world.
she cursed him. She spit at him. She starts swinging at him. I'm trying to figure out why did he kill her?
Right.
Kill her.
Right.
Kill her.
Right.
Keep it real, dude. Kill her.
Consistent. There you go.
Because we saw on camera a black man sitting in the car.
That's it.
They asked him, "Would you get? Do you have any insurance?" He
Come on.
started reaching. Bow, 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 bow. What you reaching for?
Yep.
And he did, and his kids
Philando
sitting in the back.
Castile?
Yes, he
Yes,
said his
sir.
kids in the back seat.
Yes, sir.
This girl is cussing you out. Man, I saw this other situation where the white guy on camera, he took the gun from the police. The
Yes,
police
sir.
is like the lady police
Right.
officer. He walked up on that girl, snatched her gun, and started chasing her.
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying to figure out, that ain't right.
No, sir.
We need reform. That's
Absolutely.
police brutality. You got the knee on the neck until the man die.
Yep.
And, you know, we got a whole team of people trying to figure out he didn't die from the knee.
There you go.
I mean, that's
They're
the
trying to find
society.
another reason.
That's
Yep.
the society we
That's
live
it.
in. When you got Breonna Taylor, she in her house,
asleep.
chilling. She's
Asleep.
chilling and dead.
Right.
Wake up, dead. How many shots into the house? I forget. They couldn't even count. 19, 25 bullets into the house. I forget the number. And they trying to. Nobody's arrested. Nobody's. Why? Because they said she might have drugs.
Right.
She might be a part of a drug cartel.
That's it. Yes, sir.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
Police brutality. Really? And so, yeah, even in this fictitious story that I make up, the kid might have stole a hat, but he don't deserve to be shot dead.
Absolutely.
Now, you almost get penalized as an African American man saying he shouldn't stole a hat. If in this fictitious story,
Right.
Brunson, if somebody does something wrong, they do something criminal activity, and the police shoot him and kill him, you get crucified if you say, "Man, he shouldn't have stole that hat." You can't even say that.
Right. Right.
The only thing that you can say is they shouldn't have killed him.
That's it.
He shouldn't have stole the hat,
True.
but they shouldn't have
But
killed him.
there you go.
And let's weigh the two. He stole a hat. You killed him. They got tasers. They got billy clubs.
That's it.
Now it's another thing if the man's got a gun. There's a shooting, the guy he's reaching for a gun, he pulled a gun. Yeah, you got to defend yourself. Your life is in danger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But we got footage. Man, it's right online. We got footage. I forget what state this was in. Was it Atlanta somewhere? There was a caretaker of a mentally ill patient. He was roaming, mentally ill, and they told him to sit down. Police showed up, and the man that's caring for them, he says,
That's
"I
it.
am not armed." He's sitting on the ground.
There you go.
I
Hands
am
up.
not armed. He laid down flat.
That's it.
He said, please don't shoot
Please.
me. I'm not armed. And guess what they did?
They shot him.
They shot him. So there is a real need for police reform. Man, we got to change some things.
That's it.
And, you know, I get it. When I get this cry, defund the police. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. I understand it from the standpoint, Brunson, that we got to do something that gets people attention. Like, if you just keep on saying, we got to change, and there's no change, okay, what we going to do?
That's it.
We got to do something because y'all not listening.
And yeah, and the cry is even in that last
Talk
case.
to us. Talk to us,
Even
B.
in that last case, the cry in defunding the police would have been, what unarmed officer could handle this? What social working officer could handle this? What peace officer could come by and take care of this situation instead of sending this cop that's ready, aim, fire? You know, in both of your situations, you do the crime, you do the time, but you have to make sure the crime and the time fit. And not just for the individual, well, for the crime specifically, and for the individual, regardless of whatever color they are. Because in a lot of cases, I do a lot of research about personal appearance. In some cases, if you're more attractive, you'll get less time. If you are of a certain color, then you'll get less time than someone that we would compare you to. But let's point out in the 8th Amendment, which talks about cruel and unusual punishment. There was a time where your punishment could be, we'll take out all of your we'll pull all your fingernails out. Things of that nature, like something absolutely
Cruel.
crazy. Yep, you got it.
Here in America.
Yep, you got it. Yes, sir. So yep, that was the 8th Amendment. They used to put you in stocks and let people make fun of you in the town square. Things of that nature.
Yep.
But the key is that you go through the process before you're punished. No officer has the right to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. The job of the police is to apprehend you, to read you your rights, and take you before a judge so that you can get the time that's necessary, that equals the crime.
You know, we have so many stories of people who were shot dead, while driving a car, or all the way back to the days of Rodney King and even before, and a lot of current stuff like that. And it just amazes me. Maybe 2 years ago, there was a guy down in Pennsylvania, close to the Pittsburgh area, with an assault rifle. He went and shot up the Jewish synagogue.
Yes, sir.
Killed all
That's
those
it.
people in the synagogue.
That's it.
Then he turned the rifle and started shooting at the police. Actually hit a couple police, and he was apprehended.
Oh, man. Yes, sir. Oh, can I read you the latest one?
Please.
As of September 3rd, white man taken into custody after killing wife, shooting black neighbors, and firing 40 rounds at cops. That was yesterday.
Get out of here.
Yesterday.
He fired 40 rounds
After
at the
he
police.
killed his wife.
After he killed his wife.
And shot at black
What
neighbors.
state was that?
Let's see. We have Hennepin County Jail. Let's see. What state is this? Yeah, it's not. Let me find the state. Is this showing Minnesota, I believe? I'll double check.
What?
But yes, sir. This is as of yesterday.
You know what? If an African American look at a police officer strange, he gonna get killed.
If you walk away from a police officer,
You're
according
dead.
to Jacob Blake.
Yeah, walk away. Yeah, run away God, you fire 40 rounds. See, that's the inequity, and for those that say there's no racism, and one of the problems I have with our president is that, he doesn't empathize with the challenges. I can appreciate him affirming law enforcement. We need law. I don't want to live in a world without
Absolutely.
law enforcement.
Absolutely.
But you can't just say that and not say there are real inequities here.
That's it.
When you can have a white man kill his wife, shoot his African-American neighbors, and fire 40 rounds at the police, he's apprehended. They take him into custody. Just like I talk about the Caucasian man goes into the church. He kills the people in Pittsburgh and shoots the police, and he's apprehended. Just like the Caucasian man down in South Carolina goes into the church, kill all the people in the church, walk out, and they take him to Burger King or
There
something.
we go. Yes, sir.
And there's no need for reform?
Yep.
There's no need for reform?
September 2nd. I mean, we could do this all day. Daniel Prude A black man died of suffocation in Rochester, New York, after police officers who were taking him into custody put a hood over his head and then pressed his face into the pavement for 2 minutes, according to video and records released by his family and local activists.
In this environment.
Yes. September.
See, the thing that blows me away, what blows me away is we are in an environment of heightened awareness.
Absolutely.
And the racism, the police brutality, it's accelerated.
Mm-hmm. I'd be on my best behavior.
How belligerent. How about the young man who's got his machine gun? He's out in the protest. He's got his machine gun, and
Kyle
they say,
Rittenhouse.
they say that he felt like he was threatened, so he killed. And it was 2 Caucasian guys that he killed, but he killed them, and he's out. He's out. He's not even. Who goes to a big protest? Why would I carry my assault rifle to a protest? And who irritates a person with an assault rifle?
That's it.
Who walks up to a guy and threatens his life?
Right.
And he's sitting there with a gun.
That's it.
How about after the guy went into, I think the Walmart store, shot up? There was a guy that went into the Walmart store down south somewhere, Texas somewhere, and shot up. There was a lot of people who died. Within 10 days, another Caucasian guy goes to Walmart with a big assault rifle. The police surround him, make him lie down, and
take him into custody.
It's like, what?
Right.
What? That happens in America every day.
Apparently.
Every day. If you're white, you can get away with just about anything. When the police show up, you will be apprehended and possibly given due process.
Or taking to Burger King and drinking water and things of that nature.
That's real talk, y'all. That's real talk. And if you're African American, there are rules. If you get pulled over by the police, man, you better do this, you better do that,
That's
you
it.
better not do that, you better not do the other. And please don't steal a hat. You steal no hat in Walmart.
Yes,
Don't steal no hat. They will shoot you dead. Dead. Please comply. If they ask you to whatever, please do it. Please do it. Now, again, I've seen these videos where the guy is fighting with the police. He tries to grab the police's gun, all that kind of stuff. Man, these are unique situations. But on general principle,
yes, sir.
People get shot doing nothing.
That's it.
People get shot for being black. And there is a real need for police reform. How could something like that happen? Vote.
That's it.
When the elected officials don't care nothing about the police department, let's get this mayor out of office. Let's get rid of him. On the state level, if the congressmen and senators that represent your community, if they are not fighting for the safety, the well-being, the welfare of the community, let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of them. And if you don't like our president's rhetoric, if you say, hey, he's only standing for this, but he's not standing for that, okay, what are you going to do about it? Or if you really like the president, and you like this administration, okay, well, there's a major group of people trying to get him out of office. What are you going to do? Right. You got to vote. That's what I'm talking about. Let me conclude today's lesson. Do we got any comments, Erica? Any quick questions for us before we get out? Comments? What are the people saying about the importance of voting and seeing some real police reform?
Do you believe that the next president will have a plan and execute a program for the African American community that has been promised election after election?
I don't think, I think that sometimes we are small-minded and narrow-minded from the standpoint of when you think about the big process of a president, there are some people say, well, he's their president, he's not our president. Well, I remember having a conversation with Mayor Frank Jackson, and we were in this ministers' meeting and whatnot, and they were asking him about this issue and that issue and this issue in their local setting. And he began to explain. He said, I'm not just the I'm not just the mayor of East Cleveland. Y'all need to understand. I mean, this metropolitan area. I understand Cleveland proper. He said, but I got the West Side. He talked about I got the Flats. I got this area, and he began to talk about all these areas. So you cannot be a mayor on the small setting saying that I'm just going to be concerned about the issues of the East Side, or just the issues of the West Side. We need a president that is not. He doesn't just have a plan for the African American community. You got to have a plan for the country, and the African American community is what? 13%?
That's absolutely
13%
right.
of the country. Yeah, there needs to be a plan for that 13%, but there needs to be a plan for the other 87%.
Absolutely.
So we're small, we're 13%. Now, we do make up a lot of the spending in merchandising and stuff like that. And we, are dominating the sports and generating a lot of money. But we don't dominate the ownership platform. And we don't dominate the ownership platform with the television. Now, you got a lot of African Americans on TV, but we don't own the TV stations. And we're not the writers and the creators. So when you talk about, is the president going to have a plan for our community? I hope so. Do I believe it? I hope so. But I hope that the president have a plan for 100% of the nation.
Absolutely.
Because if we get a new president that only has a plan for 13% of the population in America, we are in trouble.
So true.
We do.
So true.
Because out of that 13%, what percentage are business owners? Out of the 13%, what percentage are carrying the economy?
That's it.
Are making the stock market move? What percentage of that of America, out of that 13%, I should say, are responsible for the colleges, the educational system?
Right.
What percentage of that 13% control housing?
Yes, sir.
Or control healthcare, hospitals.
Yep.
So if you only come in saying, I'm going to accommodate this group, man, you got a whole lot of areas that are out of sync. We got to accommodate everybody. Our nation is up and in and down and out. Our nation is middle class. It's upper middle class. And you got to have a plan for all of the above. Now, historically, it has always been somebody from the high end that have been president. We haven't had impoverished people ascend to presidency.
Yes, sir. Makes sense.
We had some middle class, some upper middle class, but most of those who have been presidents are rich folk. And the rich don't always identify with the poor.
Absolutely.
Or the middle class. But it is imperative that they have a cabinet, that they surround themselves with people that are plugged into our society and that have realistic plans and expectations that can bring real change. But let's end today with our focus: vote. We want you to vote. Protest and vote. Take a knee and vote. Have a sign and vote. Wear a t-shirt and vote. Have a slogan and vote. Paint on the ground and vote. Do all that. But make sure you vote. All right? I'm Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. We're out of time now. Share. Y'all got to share. You have to share today's presentation. Hopefully that somebody will be inspired to vote. Erica, give me a couple of websites that people could visit and get some more information about registering to vote, about voting, about the voting process. What are those websites?
Vote.gov.
Vote.gov. What else? That's it?
They can actually
How about the
Google
electoral
how
vote?
to vote.
They can Google how to vote. You can.
Where do I register to vote?
Yeah, where do I register to vote? Get registered and carry your hind parts out there. Oh, say, can you? And vote. All right? Till next time, education creates opportunity. Be sure to sow. Be sure to sow. Peace to the family.
Peace to the bishop.